Hey guys, it's your girl Kimmy here for We Live FM, and we have on the line joining us Island Def Jam recording artist, very beautiful and very talented Fefe Dobson. Hi Fefe, thanks for joining us.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. You've taken a little time away from the music scene, so how does it feel coming back into the spotlight?
I don't know, kind of how you look at it. I mean, like, I took some time off, but I was just kind of like, you know, trying to change, you know, evolve and change my sound at that point, and kind of dabbling, writing for others. So I've still been around, but I just kind of a little bit quiet about it.
Okay, so tell us a little about the new projects that you've been working on so far.
Well, the album is called Joy, and I've been working on this for a few years now, and just trying to perfect it, trying to make it be the best it can be.
Okay, so how different is your new album Joy compared to your debut album?
Well, I mean, it's definitely me and a reflection of who I am, but it's different because, you know, I've grown up a lot, and so, like, my influences have changed musically and even culturally and the way I see the world, and so that kind of reflects in my music, and how it's different. It's really hard to kind of explain. It's a record for me that I could actually put on and listen to more than, like, a lot of my other stuff.
Oh, okay, so you would say it's a little bit more kind of personal?
Yeah, it's a little bit more personal and a little, it's still raw, it's still rock and roll. There's pop influences as well, you know, dance influences as well. It's a little bit of everything.
Okay, so that actually brings me to my next question. What were your big musical influences, if any, that reflect on the album?
Well, growing up, you know, I always listened to, like, a lot of Michael Jackson and,
of course, yeah.
And whatnot, I forgot not blah, blah, but now it's like I listen to so much stuff. Like I found the Beatles when I was 16, you know, and I never went back. And
okay.
I'm a big John Lennon fan and Jim Morrison, and I just been listening to Patty Smith recently. But there's so many artists that are out now that I love too. Drake's amazing. And
okay, so I've heard that you co-wrote most of your songs on the album. So is that true?
Yeah, totally.
So where do you find inspiration for these songs? Like, does it come from personal experience or stuff that your friends tell you about? Like, where do you find all the insight for music?
In different ways, you know. Sometimes I find it by a relationship. Sometimes I find it by a conversation. Maybe, you know, walking down Sunset and I see, you know, the hippies skipping.
Alright, so I know that in 2004 you were able to join Justin Timberlake, which, you know, he's huge, on his European leg of his tour. So how did that whole experience come about, and, you know, did it exceed your expectations? Like, how was that?
It was amazing, you know. Tour with Justin was unbelievable. He was so super nice, supportive, that it made the whole experience even better. And you know, it's Justin Timberlake, so you can't go wrong there.
Of course.
Yeah, it's day every day.
So how did you know that you wanted to be a singer? When did you know, and how did you tell your parents, like, Mom, Dad, this is what I want to be?
I just knew, like, I never really spoke. I really just sang all the time. And I love music so much that it was, like, honestly, that was the best way I knew how to express myself.
Okay. So you've obviously performed in many shows since your debut album came out. So what would you say your most memorable show is so far?
Most memorable. We played a show recently, actually really recently, for the Special Olympics.
Okay.
First of all, it was so motivating and inspiring. But not even that, their energy their appreciation for me just isn't unbelievable.
Oh, wow, okay. So taking it back to the beginning then, what point did you realize that you had this talent to sing and that you had this great chance to just make it big?
It's a while. I mean, when I was like 13, 14, I was doing demos and trying to get noticed and stuff when I was a kid. But like at that point, you know, I was trying to figure out my vocal ability and still trying to figure out what my style. And that's the toughest part is trying to find where you and you know, and what makes you unique. So that was probably the toughest point, is just trying to figure out what I was musically.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I have to ask you, what are your 3 top artists on repeat on your iPod right now?
3 top artists on my iPod right now. Probably. I have to look at my iPod.
Who's Fefe Dobson listening to?
I've been listening to the old Brandy record, actually.
Oh, okay.
Which one is it? It's the Never Say Never record. I've been
Oh,
listening to that.
I love that album, yeah.
Yeah, I found it in my collection, and but threw that on, but that was fun. And then, you know, obviously I always listen to The Doors. That's always one to me. And then, so I did throwback, I did extra throwback. Probably, what records have I bought recently? I always love listening to, I'm so crazy right now. I love Outkast, so I play that a lot.
Okay, so what was the last album, the last record that you bought?
Last record that I bought? Probably the same day I bought Drake's record and MC's record.
Okay. So you're a big Drake fan?
I know, I respect him a lot. I've known him for a long time, and he's a good guy, and, you know, I'm very proud of him. So, you know, whenever I can kind of be like, yeah, do it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for talking with us, Fefe. And before you go, do you have any appearances or album news you'd like to plug in on the We Live for Music audience?
Yeah, just, you know, follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Fefe Dobson.
Okay. So you heard that, guys. Follow Fefe on Twitter and go get that album when it comes out, Joy. And thank you so much for talking with us. You've been such a pleasure, and I wish you nothing but the best. You know, you're a beautiful girl inside and out, so thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Bye.